we're going to start the demo for My Wife is a Spy. We are going to be the wife. We're going to be spying on our husband. Ooh. But it's not no, this is like more of a, I think it's an isekai. I think we are a character that's sucked into another world, and we have to take on this role. We have to be a spy to try to get back to our old world. But we have to decide if our husband's charming enough to risk it all for him, or continue to spy. But not quite spy family. I don't think there's any children involved. Oh boy. Alright. Let's get into it. Y'all ready? Choose your name. We'll be Christine. Trigger warning. This visual novel deals with themes of heavy familial abuse. It gives hope that a person can move on from the years of pain if they leave a toxic environment and find a good circle of people who support them. So if this is something that makes you uncomfortable or hard to manage for you, then this might not be good for you, but I like that they have the warning there just in case. But we're going to proceed. Almost home. What a cute little neighborhood. The gentle wind sways the canopies of trees as I walk through my neighborhood. The soft breeze and the pleasantly warm June evening weather put me in a good mood. My heart fills with blooming joy as I look around the area. I like the stars. It's a beautiful background. I take in the sights of the neighborhood where I grew up. The familial houses, the new and old cars, the stray soccer ball left behind by children. It's basketballs in our neighborhood. Just one more month until I can finally leave this place behind and move out of my parents' house. Aww. All I need is the first paycheck from the job I landed today, and I can start looking for my own apartment closer to the city center. I hum a happy tune, my steps light. Today, I had a job interview for the position of a business analyst at a prestigious corporation. All of my effort spent learning math and economics at college has finally paid off. Only a half a year after graduation, and I already have the dream job I've always wanted. Nice. Half a year filled with even more belittling from my parents than usual. Aww. Aw, poor us. You're getting there. Telling me that I'd picked the wrong course of studies. That would I have been better off not going to school at all instead of pursuing economics. Insisting that with my shyness and fear of people, I'd never be able to impress anybody during a job interview. Oh, I grew up very shy too. And well, I'm still very shy in some aspects, but I've learned how to work through it. But oh, I feel for you. My parents were supportive though, for the most part. Saying that I end up living with them until I grow old, and insisting I should be grateful for it because I would never survive without them. Aww. I'll take a deep breath and then release it. That family pressure, it's not good. I'm glad the years of suffering my father's and mother's pointed words will soon come to an end. Maybe, just maybe, they'll be happy that I landed my new job. Perhaps now that I've proven myself capable of starting my career after studying so hard, things will change for the better between us. One can hope. After all, I impressed the interviewers so much that I landed the position immediately after the interview. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. They called me with a job offer when I was on the subway returning home. You nailed it. I'm sure my parents will appreciate that I'm finally becoming independent. With renewed hope, I opened the door to our home. The delicious smell of well-cooked steak wafts in the air. You're late. Dinner's getting cold. Wow, Mom. Well, she has the grumpiest looking parents. No wonder she's worried. Aw. Mother glares at me from the dining table. Father sits opposite her, looking at his phone. The table is set for dinner, and they're already eating. They didn't wait for me to get back home. They didn't even try to keep it warm for you. They're like, you better be here. Sit down immediately and eat. You don't want your mother's cooking to go to waste. Mother should have put it in tinfoil and put it somewhere for me. Right. I take a seat and taste the half-cold steak in front of me. How's work been today, dear? Should I even ask? I'm sure you screwed something up once again. Wow. Did you insult a client during a presentation? Ruin important documents? Delete a file with crucial data? Huh? Why do you assume I can't do my job properly? And this is why you should only marry if you really love someone. Dang. Because you're a useless husband and I can't imagine you doing one thing right. And you've made all of those mistakes before. No wonder we've been trying to move out. Goodness. That doesn't mean I'll repeat them. I'm not as absent-minded as you are. My parents are going at it again, arguing. I've experienced little love from them all my life. No warmth, no support. They hate each other just as much as they detest me. That's the way our family has always been. That's why I want to move out as soon as possible. No one can blame you, hon. That's why I'm striving to have a proper career, so I can support myself and get away from them. You're not eating better than me. You can't even wash the dishes without breaking a plate. I'm sure you suck at your job just as much as you suck at managing the household. Dang. Dang. You, how dare you? If you hate the way I keep house so much, then don't eat the food I make, you ungrateful pig. I mean, the food does look delicious, at least. I at least deserve a good meal after all the hard work I do to bring home the money that keeps the family fed. The meager money you bring in from your job barely manages that much. Especially with Christine leeching off of us and being unemployed. Dang. So y'all complain to me that I'm choosing the wrong career, and then you also complain, and you want me to live with you, but you complain about me leeching on you. Okay. I curl my clammy hands on my knees, my fingertips biting into my palms. My lip quivers when I speak up. When my parents focus suddenly on me, now's my chance to tell them that I just got my dream job. Still, their attention fills my heart to the brim with fear. Aww. These emotions are nothing new. I've dealt with them all my life. But I can never get used to the feeling of being so small, so inadequate. I am small, of course, and I do amount to almost nothing. No, wait. That can't be entirely true, since I did land my dream job after all. That's right. Believe in yourself. You got this, Christine. The fact that I'm finally making a future for myself should change the way my parents see me. I'm gonna tell them about my new job. Actually, I just returned from a job interview, and they called me right afterward to confirm that I landed the position. ... So you finally decided to stop leeching off of us and become what? A toilet cleaner? Dad. Rude. What? No, I landed a job related to my field of study. I'm going to be a business analyst. Huh, I wonder how long. Wow. That's a very snide look. How long what, Mother? How long you're going to keep the job before they fire you? Dang. You suck at public speaking, but as a business analyst, you'll have to make presentations in front of the whole team, telling people way smarter than you how they can improve their work on the project. You think anybody is going to listen to you? You speak in such a quiet voice that most days I have trouble hearing you. If you let her speak, she will find her voice. Why, out of all possible career paths, did you choose a role that has so much to do with presenting your ideas to others? You study economics and finance. If you don't want to be a shop clerk, you could at least become an accountant, so you have less need for public speaking. Your new employer will see quickly you're not fit for the job you just accepted. Dang. Aww. It's okay, hon. Tears well up in my eyes. Nothing has changed. Even though I now have my dream job, in the eyes of my parents, I'm still as useless as ever. I open my mouth again to tell them I'm going to move out soon, but I hesitate. What if I really can't do my job properly and the company lets me go after the first month? But I have to then return to this house with my tail between my legs? Tremors course through my whole body, fear gnawing at me from the inside out. I told you to just get a job as a shop clerk at the local grocery store. I already went there and asked if they would give you the position. Dad, that's not what we want, though. Aw. That's the only kind of job someone as useless as you can do. Being a cashier or cleaner is good for you. Business analyst, my ass. Damn. We always said studying economics and finance wasn't right for you. You won't do well in the job. The tears overflow and my vision blurs. Oh, sweet pea. No, 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 no. I can't take this anymore. Christine, you haven't finished your dinner. My mother yells at me when I get up, but I can't hear anything my parents say anymore. I can't see a thing through my tears. I can't hear a word through the noise in my ears. I run out of the house, the door slamming behind me. Don't look where I'm going, heading straight into the street. I just want to get away, get away, get away, as far from the pain and toxicity of my parents as I can go. The loud screech of a car coming to a halt sounds from my right. Uh-oh. A delivery van coming straight at me. No! I quickly judge the distance back to the pavement or to the other side of the road. I decide to... I think it doesn't matter which one we choose. We're probably getting isekaied right now. Step back. I turn around and run back to the sidewalk. I only take a few steps before a devastating force hits my body. I fly in the air, and the distance feels so far. Finally, my body hits the pavement. Ah! I experienced the worst agony I've ever felt in my life. No abusive words from my parents compared to the searing pain of my body being destroyed under the weight of the car. I cough up blood. I hear screams around me. Someone's grabbing my leg, trying to get me out from under the van. There's loud ringing in my ears, and blackness fills my vision. Slowly, the pain fades. When I come to my senses again, I don't feel any pain anymore. I look down at my body. It's not crushed, deformed, or in any way destroyed, but it's translucent. Around me is pure whiteness, blindingly bright. But instead of my eyes hurting, it's the sight of the place that feels serene and comforting. Hello? My voice echoes loudly in the emptiness around me. Slowly, I realize what's going on. I died. I ran into the road, driven by emotions, and got run over by a delivery van. A small laugh escapes my lips, but in the end, I really did amount to nothing. Aww, I died such a pathetic death, stemming from my own stupidity. Serves me right. Aww. Disappointment and regret fill my heart. I had just landed my dream job. I was ready to get out of the abusive environment of my parents' home. I would have finally been able to live my life the way I wanted, to prove my worth to my mother and father, and to myself, to build a life of my own. Great, this sucks so much. I want to go back. I want to live my life. But going back to life I lived is no longer a possibility, is it? I had died and gone to heaven? Is that what this place is? Wind blows behind me, a heavy draft interrupting the stillness of the air. I spin on my translucent heel in the direction of the blast and see a red door. In the white emptiness, the red door is very pronounced. I feel a pull towards the entrance. The door beckons to me, dares me to come closer. It's not like there's anything else to do around here. I move towards the door, my steps entirely silent. I only stop when I'm in front of the entrance to where? My hand hovers over the handle. Should I open the door? A shiver runs up my spine. I feel watched. Someone's behind me, staring at my every move. It's me. I'm the one behind you. I turn around quickly, but nobody's there. Only the vast bay of whiteness. If you want to go back to your world, you must complete your mission. Who are you? Who's there? Fear rises in my heart, but even though I call for the person behind the voice, there's no reply. My mission? What's my mission? Am I not dead? What more is there to do? The door behind me yawns open. I face the entrance. The inside of the door is glowing with warm pink light, inviting me forward. Strange. Curiosity pulls me towards the entrance. I want to go through. I want to see what's on the other side. My life can't end like this. I want to see what the mission is so I can go back to my world. I need to live my life more. My resolve clear, I step through the red door. Where is that good-for-nothing daughter? Man. We're done with dinner. How can the child be so rude as to be late? We've already eaten everything, even the celebratory lobster. No, the celebratory lobster. My family's suddenly all ginger. What does it matter if she's late? If she doesn't want to eat, she can starve for all I care. Dang. Who are these people? Where am I? Pink hair? Clothes that would belong at a Renaissance fair? Foreign food? There you are, Sophia. Oh, we're Sophia now. Sophia, who's that? What are you staring at like a dumb lamb, child? Come to eat now, have you? Everyone's staring at me. I'm Sophia? Child? Who is this man to me? I look down at myself and see long pink hair. I'm also wearing an outfit that wouldn't be out of place at a Renaissance fair. My skin is slightly darker than my usual color. I take a step forward and stumble. I seem taller now, and something binds my middle, constricting my breathing. Is this a corset? I pinch myself, but I don't wake up. The pain is real. This situation is real. Sophia Dalla Caracera, quit staring at us like you've seen us for the first time. It's unsettling. Dang. If you want to eat something, there will be some leftovers. There are still some leftovers. The woman gestures towards the table. My gaze wanders over the lobster shells, eaten clean. We can have the leaf there. There's nothing else to eat except for maybe the berries, which the younger woman is currently snacking on. Do they think I'm a dog? That I will lick their plates clean? Listen to your mother, Sophia. What's going on with you today? My sister has always been strange. This is nothing new. Wow, even our sister's mean. Sophia Dalla Carciera. The strange name rings a bell. On my way back from the job interview, I read a webcomic where a person by this name was one of the side characters. We have gone into the webcomic. Awesome. The girl had long pink hair like I do now. She wasn't anybody significant in the story, just a shy girl who followed the main heroine around as part of her entourage. But that was just a story, and this situation I'm in right now feels very real. I couldn't have been reincarnated, right? That's not possible. I did die though, and now I'm very much alive. Only, I'm not myself anymore. Made you think of the redhead from the Shield area. Oh gosh, we're in trouble then. We're in trouble. Scheming redheads. Hey, we redheads get a bad rap. Although, she definitely fits the the bitch title. These two at least, all of them. We can be the good redhead. We'll be the good ginger. Saying that as a ginger. Oh goodness. Sophia. Yes, that's your name, you stupid oaf. What in the world is going on with you? So far we've met like 5 out of the 5 people we've met have been very rude to us. It's supposed to be our family. Oh goodness. The man speaking must be Sophia's father. He once slighted the male lead of the webcomic. He's known for his mean personality. Count Elio Dal Carciera. I grab the edge of the chair as the world spins in front of me. I'm overwhelmed by the new situation. I'm not feeling very well. It would be quite jarring to be hit by a van and now being scolded by not just two people, but 3 people. They're supposed to be my family. See, she's not fit for the mission you want to send her on. And what do you think I'm supposed to do about it? She's going anyway. Sophia's always been useless. Finally, she'll be able to do something helpful for this family. Sophia's mother and father no longer pay attention to me, arguing amongst themselves. The younger woman continues to eat berries, unbothered by the scene the Count and Countess are making. She watches me with a loathing gaze that freezes the blood in my veins. What's her deal? What is your deal, hon? Chill. Are you excited about finally amounting to something, sister? So she's Sophia's sister. Bianca a memory supplies. I don't know what everyone's talking about. Excuse me. They'll reveal all to you in due time. They had to pick you, not me. I wanted to prove myself to Father, but it had to be you. I had no idea what she was talking about. The Count and Countess continue arguing, their voices getting louder and louder. Mom is really, really laying into him. Why are you taking more and more loans? Are you insane? Soon our situation will improve tremendously, and then we'll be completely out of debt. Was the lobster we ate today bought with the latest sum of money you borrowed from the crown? Of course it was, but worry not, my beautiful wife. Soon our family will get the honor and riches we deserve. His gaze lands on me again. Don't look at me. It's not my fault if you can't manage money. All thanks to Sophia. Now, child, make yourself scarce, and because you dared to miss our special dinner, you will receive only servant food for the next 3 days. Okay. You're also confined to your room. What? Why? Dominique escorts Sophia to her room. Lady Sophia. The butler gestures to the door. I take one last look at Sophia's family before I stumble out of the room. The man grabs my shoulder, but I have no delusion that the gesture is to support me. He yanks me along the corridor in a rough fashion before more or less throwing me into a room. Wow, even the butler is rough with me. At least the bed looks comfy. The room looks kind of nice. Oh goodness. When the room is locked, I collapse on the soft bed. Memory of Sophia's life began to flood my mind. Of her relationship with her parents. Of her life as a gambling count's daughter. Uh-oh. In this situation for real? Is this situation for real? At least we're cute. Sophia's parents are just as abusive as mine, not caring if she misses meals, calling her names, controlling every aspect of her life. Confinement and starvation are clearly their favorite means of enforcing discipline in their daughters. Or rather in Sophia, since Bianca, Sophia's sister, is their golden child who they barely ever felt the need to discipline. Why did I have to go from one toxic family to another? Oh, Sophia. I don't want to live through abuse. Not again. What choice do I have, though? If I'm a noble daughter now, my only way out of this place is through marriage. I just hope my husband won't be an old, disgusting geezer. If I want to return to my world, I need to fulfill my mission. That was what the strange voice said. So what is my purpose here? Sophia's parents mentioned a mission too. I have no doubt I ended up in the body of Sophia for a reason. The grumbling of my stomach interrupts my racing thoughts. The body of Sophia, my body now, difficult as it is to think about, is hungry. Oh, poor Hunky. Maybe it would have been better if I'd eaten the leftovers. No, I just have to wait for the servants to deliver my meal. I wonder if the Count will come to tell me what the conversation at the table was about. Later that evening, the door opens and a maid puts a tray with soup on the ground before hastily closing the door again. Soup seems like a nice offering. Either the Count changed his orders about my food, or the servants have taken pity on me. At least, that's what I think at first. I pick up the tray and set it on the desk, sitting down to eat. One look into the bowl, however, shows me that this soup is just the most watered-down broth I've ever seen. Aw. Even so, I put a spoonful in my mouth and eat. I'm too hungry to worry about the quality of the food. Even this tasteless soup is better than nothing. Aw. The next day goes by as I struggle to keep myself busy in my confinement. Damn, she's just gonna have to murder his family, yes. She needs a win. She needs a win. I don't know why she's gonna, her families think that she has to do anything for them. Either one. This girl needs some liberation. I explore the environment of Sophia's room, trying to get to know her through the items that she holds close to heart. I quickly discover that, other than the brooch she keeps attached to her day dress, she has little in the terms of jewelry. Her father has likely gambled all the family jewels away. Aww. A tall bookshelf stretches all the way from the floor to ceiling, suggesting Sophia liked reading. The books are all on Empire history, with little in the terms of entertainment, so I put them aside. On the nightstand are a pen and paper, but the desk drawers house little in terms of finished letters or document. I also try my best to find a diary, but to no avail. I do, however, find a small closed chest. Warmth spreads in my heart as Sophia's memory of the person who gave her the item comes to mind. Chiara, the Saintess. Sophia was part of her entourage during her stays in the capital. Judging from Sophia's reaction, she holds the Saintess in high regard. Aww. I fish under the mattress, finding a small key, and open the chest. Inside is an array of letters with expensive, chaotic handwriting. Ooh, chaotic. Chiara's handwriting is much like her personality, always in a rush to do one thing or another with little regard for inner peace. She sounds awesome. The opposite of what you would think a saintess would be like. Looking through the letters, I witnessed the evidence of a friendship between Sophia and Chiara. Aww, if she's got a friend. At the same time, I'm doing my best to remember the original story of the webcomic. The comic centers around Saintess Chiara as she heals the poor and rich alike with her holy magic powers. Ooh, cool. She's also a skilled alchemist who invents many potions which help improve health in the Empire. Chiara falls in love with Luca, the crown prince, but she also has other love interests in the story. Her knight, Antonio, who follows around like a puppy. And the Duke of the North, Zachary. It is an otome isekaied webcomic like many others I've read. Nothing particularly original, but I enjoy the familiar premise. Sophia delle Carciera is a friend of Sierra's, but she plays no significant role in the story beyond being a background character. She is shy and doesn't speak much. But it seems Sierra holds Sophia dear, regardless of her shortcomings. Oh, how I wish I could have such a friend. I've never gone close to anybody on Earth. Aww. But yes, I don't think it's gonna get spooky, but I don't know for sure. Let me see what they said about it when they... So yeah, it's supposed to be like, it's fully illustrated. It's supposed to be mostly political intrigue and emotional tension. So you have two diverging narrative routes. Choose romance or villainous. Your decisions shape your path. There's 5 unique endings depending on your choices. But this is just a demo, so we're probably not gonna get like very far into it. I become even more curious about what mission Sophia, I, am supposed to fulfill. Since Sophia is nobody significant, what can she change in the story? Why is my VTuber character unsafe Pokemon? It's just my Halloween one. I get my answers from the Count that evening. He waltzes into Sophia's room like he owns the place. And his daughter too, for the matter. We're all pink-haired gingers. Considering the south of the empire is based on Renaissance Italy, this dynamic between a noble father and his daughter isn't that surprising. I get up from my seat at the desk to curtsy to the Count, much like Sophia's memory tells me to do. The curtsy comes out clumsy and Sophia's father's frowns deepens. Did you enjoy your meal? I loved my soupy broth. No matter. Listen closely, child. You know, our family is in debt. Our dad gambles, evidently. Caused by Count Ilio's sick addiction to gambling. Yes, gambling is bad. Our family needs to get closer to the Emperor. I need to win His Majesty's favor. I know of a way to make all our financial troubles go away. Maybe I'll even be elevated to the position of Duke. Is Sophia's father delusional? Yes, he is. I raise my eyebrows. One would need to do something hugely significant for such a change to happen. You will help me achieve true happiness for this family. How so? You're a noble daughter of eligible age. You're in your prime to marry. Together with the Emperor, we've made a good match for you. Oh, we're getting married off. You will marry Zachary Colville, the Duke of the North. We're going to the north. I blink once, then twice. The image of the cold Duke of the North, the archetype of all dukes from webcomics, comes to mind. Dark hair, eyes like ice, a tall athletic body honed by years of fighting with a sword. I could have landed a worse match in terms of looks. However, I'm sure you're aware of what a great match this is for you. You'll become the Duchess of the North. The duchy controls much of the northern lands of the Empire. Although poor due to the limited ability to produce food and the need to rely on imports of grain and vegetables from the central parts of the Empire. The North has a strong military to ward off the monster attacks from the lands even further north. I wonder how the duchy wants to deal with their food problem. Right now, they're importing food from the Empire. If they rebel against the crown, will they import from allies who resent the Empire instead? Do they have such allies? And that's the problem your marriage will solve. The Emperor told me Duke Zachary is using his strong military to prepare a rebellion with the purpose of making the duchy independent. Memories from the webcomic come to mind. Duke Zachary does indeed launch a rebellion in the book, prematurely, as results later show. The rebellion fails. In fact, many lives were lost in the fighting, and the duchy ends up even poorer as a result of the Emperor imposes large taxes on every aspect of their daily needs as punishment. But what does any of this have to do with me? That's why you've been arranged to marry Duke Zachary and spy on him for us. Spy? Yes, you will find out the Duke's secrets and send every ounce of useful information you find to me. Correspondence with any foreign allies from the Duke might have, trade agreements with them, names of dignitaries that are on his side, account books. When we have enough information to prosecute the Duke and have him beheaded, You will become a rich widow. I will have my debts paid by the crown, and we'll all live a life in peace and happiness. Uh-oh. Do you really think I'm skilled enough to spy on the Duke, Father? You're a beautiful woman, Sophia. You grew up well. That's the nicest thing you've said to me this whole time. All you need to do is seduce the Duke. You'll wrap him around your little finger in no time. That's... I think we just have to do what he says for now. Alright, Father, I'll do as you say. Alright, Father, I'll do as you say. Anything to get away from another abusive household. Maybe with Duke Zachary I will feel safer. More comfortable? Maybe. From the way he treats Sierra in the webcomic, he's a good guy in the story. Perhaps we'll even grow to like each other? Will I be able to get the information Father wants from the Duke, though? Do I want to be the cause of Zachary's demise? Do I even have a choice in the matter? Wonderful, my dear Sophia. You will make me proud. I'll do my best, Father. My life has always lacked choices. When did I finally make a choice and pursued my dream job? All I got was an abrupt and painful death. No, I can't give up. For the time being, I have to comply with Father's plans. Once I'm in Duke Zachary's castle, I will figure out what I want and what I can do. He has to be better than your family. Whoa, Dad, that's too close. Here. Father takes out a small pocket mirror and hands it to me. This is a communication device. The mirror has been enchanted so we can use it to converse with each other over long distances. This is how you will give me the information I seek without anybody finding out that you're spying for the Empire. I look at the unassuming artifact. There's nothing special about the mirror. If it's as important as Count says, that's a good thing. Alright. If nobody knows this item is an artifact, they wouldn't take the mirror away from me. To activate it, just speak my name. I have a matching artifact. Understood. You're much calmer about the situation than I thought you would be. Good. The daughter of Eliodal Carcer has to carry out her duty with dignity. I'm far from calm. I'm just stunned by all the new revelations in my life. I also know how to pick my battles. I cannot disobey a Renaissance count who is apparently my father. But whatever happens later, when I'm finally away from his grasp, that's another story. However, I have to keep in mind that this mission must be the one the voice spoke about. So if I want to return to my world, I'll have to fulfill my quest. My life keeps getting harder and harder by the minute. 2 weeks later, I'm traveling in a carriage to North to marry my new husband. Pony ride. I finally reached the Northlands, much of which is covered by forest. We see villages too as we pass by, but they are few and far in between. I glance out the window curiously, taking in the sights of the different architecture and people clad in leathers and furs on the streets. My heart breaks as I start to understand what the North is like. The buildings are in dire need of repairs, their roofs caving in, plaster coming off the walls, the cobblestones on the streets are broken, which makes the carriage jostle often. It's like none of the villagers care about keeping their home in good condition. No, that assumption isn't quite right. The issue is that the people's most pressing needs aren't being met, so they don't have the energy to maintain anything else around them. When my eyes see the citizens of the duchy in such dire states, my heart breaks. They look so thin, disappearing under the thick fur coats they wear. Their clothes are in the same need of repair as their homes. They don't smile at all, clearly going about their daily routines without much heart. Hunger, despair, these are the emotions that can make a person so hollow. The North is barely hanging on. The North has always been oppressed by the South, During the story of the webcomic, Zachary decides he's done enough preparation for the rebellion and finally launches his attack. Like many of the webcomics' readers, I rooted for Zachary to become the main love interest for Sierra and for the rebellion to succeed, but I've read many webcomics that started out well and ended not quite as the readers wanted. The story seemed to be going in just such a disappointing direction. The last part I'd read, I hadn't finished the webcomic yet. I looked up spoilers to see whom Sierra would end up choosing. However, now this somewhat badly constructed fantasy world is my reality, and the plight of the people of the North is very much real. The people want to split from the Empire to lead their lives without huge taxes. They already have enough problems with monsters advancing on the homes of the citizens, and Zachary and his army having to stop the attacks. All of these concerns are part of my situation now, too. No matter what happens, though, rebellion or no rebellion, I know I don't want to go back to the Carciera mansion. I can only look ahead. After 10 long days of travel, the carriage stops in front of a castle. Well, hello. Hey. How you doing? The door opens and a man, possibly the most handsomest man I've ever seen in my life, with dark hair curling around his ears and sharp, light blue eyes, extends a hand to me. I mean, he's no Scott Brunson, but he'll do. He is cute. There's a smirk on his face when he looks me up and down. You know who else has long black hair and blue eyes? Not me. My bald, brown-eyed beauty. You're very tall and handsome, though. I'm not quite pink-haired as this girl, too. There's a smirk on his face when he looks me up and down. Welcome to the cold north, my lady. His words are a greeting, but at the same time they feel cold. Because it's so cold outside. There's nothing else I can do, though. I put my hand in his. I'm a pawn to be married to Duke Zachary. But at the same time, I have hope that my life in this castle won't be so bad. Thank you, Your Grace. Unload the lady's luggage. Yes, my lord. I knew it, Via. You were too busy losing and battling, but you were going to type, my mom. You know who else has long black hair and blue eyes? My mom. We just always look for the regular show reference. Oh, goodness. Oh, there's a cute little snowman outside. Look at him. He's like, I am here to help. Things aren't too bad if you have a cute snowman in the yard. Servants move around efficiently. Duke Zachary and I stand in front of each other. He looks at me with a cold, closed-off expression. Is he finally realizing that I'm a real person and that he really is going to get married to me soon? He's like, do you want to build a snowman? There's one right in the yard. Sorry. Oh, we have a cute little outfit. We so fluffy. Welcome to the castle of Duke Zachary, Colville, future Duchess. I hope you'll find your new home suitable for someone of your standing. Oh, look at the man who approaches me and Zachary. Thank you. Sophia's part of the water tribe. Yes, we got this. We're gonna help the North with water bending. Unless we are a non-bender. Then we're screwed. This is my advisor, Otis Havering. He's my right hand and closest confidant. So he's a person I should be wary of. He's completely on my future husband's side. If I'm supposed to spy on the Duke, I have to be mindful to avoid Otis's suspicion as well. I'll need to gain some allies in the castle. It would be best to get the Duke and Otis on my side eventually, somehow. But that's a long-term project. In the meantime, I hope I can find some neutral parties open to supporting me. Pleased to meet you. I'll be in your care, Your Grace, as I adjust to my new life here. Yes, that's right. You will need some time to get used to your new surroundings. I hope you start feeling at home in the castle quickly. Why is he smirking so much when we're saying words that are meant to be welcoming to me? This is so confusing. I'm sure he's at least, like, slightly suspicious of us. He doesn't get along with the Emperor, and the Emperor's like, here's a bride. There you go. You will be married in the town church in 3 days. Tomorrow the preparations for your wedding will start, my lady. Make sure to rest well today. The South doesn't see our marriage as something sacred. They wouldn't care if I just sent them a certificate without proper ceremony. However, I'm going ahead with the wedding anyway. Thank you, Your Grace. We're shocked. We're like, ooh. That's actually very thoughtful of Zachary. I know he's opposed to our marriage, but at least he's honoring me like a true duchess. Let's move inside the castle. I'm sure the lady is tired from her long journey north. I have to admit that I would love some rest. We will show you to your room then. When we enter the castle proper, I'm in awe of the spacious great hall with much different architecture and decor than Sophia's father's mansion in the south. One would think a castle so big and made of sturdier materials than the South sandstone would be unwelcoming, but the sculptures and banners that fill the nooks and crannies make the atmosphere of the hall grand, but not unpleasant. There's a lot to look at here. The place has been decorated with care. It is pretty. My lady, you forgot your coat. I'm taken out of my thoughts by the sight of a girl with the long, curly, dark hair running down the stairs, while a distraught maid follows right after her, carrying an expensive fur coat. I don't need the coat. They're already inside, see? I want to see that my brother's new wife is like. Oh, he has a little sister? It's cold in the hall, too. You'll get sick, my lady. I won't. Okay, she's not as young as I thought she was. They made it sound like she was, like, tiny. Zachary lets out a annoyed huff. The girl jumps down the last steps and stops in front of us. Bridget. Aww. Hello, I'm Zachary's sister, Bridget Colville. Pleased to meet you, Sophia del Carciera, daughter of Count del Carciera. I make sure to introduce myself properly. Wow, you're so beautiful. What beautiful hair color. We don't have people with pink hair in the north. Is that a common hair color in the south? I wouldn't know, but my whole family has pink hair. She's like, I do know that. Amazing. Don't you think she's gorgeous too, brother? Aw. Putting him on the spot. This is the moment you're supposed to compliment your fiancé. How can you be so dense? She huffs. She huffs. I'm dense? Yes, you may not like that the Emperor has commanded you to marry, but why would you take your frustration out on this nice person? Bridget, I've told you not to meddle in politics. It's a topic that's far too complicated for you at your age. I'll be 16 soon. A legal adult. I'm an adult. Or at least I'm close to an adult. I fear that day. What happens when she turns 16? Easy there, Ariel. Yes. I'm not a child. I'm almost 16. She's got tough energy. Yes, I like her. Evidently her earthbending comes in when she turns 16. That's why Zachary is scared. Let's break some rules. See, she's talking about in the webcomic, Zachary has a rebellion, but what it really is Bridget decides that she is an adult now and she's gonna take matters into her own hands. Oh goodness. I like her already though. I fear that day. You're so rude. He's been very mean to you, has he not, Sophia? I wouldn't say that. Yeah, he hasn't really been mean. It's the truth. But I can't admit it. Bridget may not be a player in the politics of this house, but I very much am. I mean, he's kind of standoffish. I understand him being very, cautious. Not really mean. I envy her for being able to speak freely. She definitely speaks her mind. This guy, Otis is like sizing me up too. He's like, whatever. I am here to help. He's judging me. Zachary looks embarrassed. He's trying to figure out what's going on, but Otis is the one really. I really gotta watch out for Otis. So he was rude to you, Zachary? You meanie. Enough of this, Bridget. This lady is tired from her long journey. We were about to show her to her new quarters. Yeah, sure. I'll find you later, Sophia, so we can talk about this rude brother of mine. All right. I should stop myself, but I can't help the bright smile that appears on my face. How can you not? Bridget is cutie. I like Bridget already. Bridget may be young, but she seems like a kind soul. I'm glad to have met someone so welcoming in the castle. Violetta, give me my coat now, please. I'm going out for a walk. Yes, my lady. Bridget puts on her coat and walks swiftly out of the hall and into the cold air of the courtyard. Zachary stares after her with a troubled expression, but then he shakes his head and gestures for us to continue up the stairs. We walk down a series of long hallways. How was your journey, my lady? The awkward silence is interrupted by Otis asking me a question. I wonder if he really cares, but doubt creeps up in my soul. He probably just wants to break the monotony of a quiet, long walk. Let's see. Should it be truthful or play it nice? I guess we'll be nice about it. I love the look of the duchy, because we definitely noticed how poor the duchy is, but I don't want to be like insulting as soon as I walk in the door. I love the look of the duchy with its beautiful countryside and quaint villages. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary about the villages? Out of the ordinary? What do you mean? It's nothing. I was just thinking if you might have seen the festival in Osborne. Oh yes, we were passing by a village that had colorful decorations between buildings. But we haven't stopped for me to have a good look at the festival. I see. There will be another festival in a village close by in 2 months. Maybe the Duke can take you to wish him... maybe the Duke can take you with him to see the celebration. Perhaps I will. Really? I would love that. I feel like Zachary liked my... Uh-oh. His opinion increased. Ooh, we got a heart. Ew. I feel like Zachary liked my interest in the positive aspects of life in the duchy. Though I did notice how poor the villages look and how thin and starved the people in the streets are, but I can't say anything bad about the duchy when I've only just arrived here, can I? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, just roll up and be like, what's up with the poor villagers? I feel like that would have been rude. Otis seems pleased with my answer. Maybe it was a dude checking how perceptive I am. This is the room where you will be staying. We arrive at a door, and Otis opens it to reveal a spacious room with my suitcases already inside. I enter and spin around, taking in the sights of my new living quarters. Once again, I'm surprised by the cozy interior. It looks very cute. I take off my cape and gloves, laying them down on one of the chairs. We will leave you to rest today. The maid that's assigned to serve you will come soon. If you need anything, let her know. I nod and we say goodbye to each other. Zachary and Otis leave, closing the door behind themselves gently. Ooh, we got a nice little desk. We got a toolbox. Fireplace. Some paintings. I plop down on the bed, staring at the canopy above. Only now do I realize how dead tired I am after a long journey. That was a 10 days journey, yes. I would be tired too. Oh, she's cute! There's a knock on the door. When I call for the person to enter, a maid with a bob of short brown hair comes in with a tray of steaming food. Ooh, warm food too. Nice. She puts the meal down on the table, then turns to me with a polite smile. I get up from the bed and sit down at the table, looking at the hearty stew and crispy bread she served me. Not the kind of fancy food Count Elio loves so much, but I have to say I prefer it. At least here I'll get to eat proper meals, unlike at Sophia's family mansion. Thank you for the meal. She's like my favorite person now. She's cute and she gave me good food. I am very easy to please. Could you tell me your name? I'm Maya. Aw, Maya, you're so cute. The maid curtsies to me. Hello, Maya. Nice to meet you. I'll be serving you from now on as a personal maid, my lady. May I ask how your journey was? Quite tiring, if I'm to be honest. I think after the meal, I'll have to retire to sleep. Is there anything you would require from me? Maybe a warm bath would help? Oh, a bath sounds wonderful. I'll draw one. Are you warm enough? Should I bring wood to light the fireplace? No, the temperature is okay. It's a bit chilly, but I walked quite a distance here in my winter clothes, so I'm fine with the temperature. I've never been a fan of excessive heat. The south was too warm for me, even if I'm inhabiting a southern lady's body. Okay, I'll go prepare your bath then. If there's anything more I can do to serve you, my lady, please don't hesitate to tell me. Of course. Maya leaves, and my heart feels warmer from our conversation. So few people in my life have ever worried about my well-being. I know Maya is just doing her job, but still. Yeah, she's sweet. Still being asked if she can do anything to make me feel better gives me a nice feeling. The maid seems professional but kind. I don't think I will have any complaints about her work ethic. At least that's the first impression I have of her. Maya returns when I'm done with my meal and sets up the bath for me. Since the meal helped me feel more rested and recovered, I think about some questions I would like to ask her. Okay. We got lots of options. What is life like in the castle for you? Can you tell me more about the duchy? Is the Duke respected by the people? Does the Duke like his sister? And those are all the questions I have. Let's see. What is life like in the castle for you? What is life like in the castle for you, Maya? Do you enjoy your job? I mostly used to take care of doing the laundry and cleaning the corridors before I was assigned to you, my lady. I expect my workload to change from now on. I will still be helping others with their chores, but my main job from now on, will be serving you. Do you like working for Duke Zachary? He's a good master. I have no complaints about my life at the castle. Maya seems cold with her answers. I suppose before I learn more about her true opinion of Zachary, I'll have to gain her trust. Alright, can you tell me more about the duchy? Can you tell me more about the duchy? The area around the castle is famous for its hot springs. Ooh, hot springs. There are also many hills nearby. The kids like to sleigh down them. Since we have snow almost year-round, it is the go-to activity for the children. The castle is the safest place in the duchy. You can wander into the nearby woods and hills without worrying that anything bad will happen to you. What kind of bad things can happen around here? As I said, no harm will come to you here. I feel like Maya is deflecting my question. Maya just met us. It's okay. Is the Duke respected by the people? Is Duke Zachary respected by the people? The Duke protects us from harm. Oh, you look worried. Yes, the people respect the master. I feel like Maya wanted to say something more on the topic, but stopped herself. Maybe one day I will gain her trust enough for her to tell me what she really thinks about the Duke. What do you really think? Does the Duke like his sister? Does the Duke like his sister? They're siblings. Maya states her words so matter-of-factly, as if the fact that Zachary and Bridget are brother and sister explains everything about their behavior towards each other. Sophia didn't have siblings in her previous life, so I don't know. Oh, goodness. I know that, but it's not my place as a maid to speak about my master's relationships with his family members. She looks like, that was inappropriate to ask. Why would you do that? I am just a maid. Please don't ask me things like this. Maya sets this boundary between us firmly. I have to respect her for that. Yes. Don't get her in trouble. I think those are all the questions we got. Because everything's grayed out. Those are all the questions I have for now. Thank you for your answers, Maya. Yes, I'll count. The bath is ready. I'll help you wash up, my lady. I've been asked about Maya helping me take a bath, but I don't feel like it would be proper to dismiss her when she just wants to do her job. I suffer through the embarrassment of having her help me. When she's done and I'm dressed in a nightgown, I jump into bed. Maya leaves me to rest. As I'm falling asleep, I think about Zachary's cold disposition and his mean remarks. Despite his unkind words, he never outright disrespected me, and I get the feeling he never will. He's too good of a player of politics. Scary. Splashy splashy, yeah. It's a nice little bath. Not wanting to host a proper marriage ceremony was the rudest comment he shared with Otis and I, but I'm not sure if he was serious about skipping the wedding in the first place. Did he just skipping it to see how I would react to the comment? Was everything Otis and Zachary said to me a test to see how I would address them and my new situation? Yes, probably. Anxiety makes my heartbeat quicken. I feel cold and hot at the same time. Can't fall asleep, tossing and turning, worrying that I said the wrong thing today multiple times. Worrying about how I will survive against the hostility of my husband and his advisor. It's dark when I finally drift off to sleep. Your only purpose in life is to be used as a pawn. you've been arranged to marry Duke Zachary Colville and serve me in getting a better position in life. Have you spent all the money you got from the crown on a fancy meal again? Don't worry, love. Sophia will spy on the Duke for us. Our life will take a huge turn for the better soon. We're just having so many flashbacks. The only job you can do is a shop clerk or cleaner. You want to become a spy? You lack the subtlety to play politics in a world you don't know that much about anyway. You're gonna fail. Welcome to Colville, a population us. Yes. You're not good enough to get the Duke on your side, to deceive him until he parts with his secrets. Oh, I might have welcomed you to the castle, but that doesn't really mean we want you here. Perhaps Maya, my sister, may have been kind to you, but everyone else wants you gone. Wow, we are second thinking everything. Enjoy the lurk, Viet. I will divorce you as soon as I can. I will find a reason to cast you aside. Aw. You're never going to gain my trust. Ah! I wake up with a start. Sitting up in my bed, my heartbeat is erratic. My throat dry. I feel like the world around me is spinning. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I need to get out of here. I quickly wrap the shawl Maya left around my nightgown and step outside the room in the much colder hallway. The air is circulating more here, a small draft chilling me. I welcome the sensation. I take a few deep breaths and feel the exhaustion from almost having a full-blown panic attack settling down in my bones. It was just a nightmare. It's not real. And yet, deep down, I feel like the words that Sophia's parents, my parents, and Zachary threw at me in my dream were the truth. I'm not good enough to be a spy. I'm not going to gain Zachary's trust no matter what I do. No, I can't think that way. I need to find a solution. I want to get back to my world so I can finally lead the life that I've always wanted, so I can start my career. I worked so hard for that reality. I need to calm down. I'm not sure if I'll be able to find the way back to my room, but I don't care right now. I decide to go for a walk down the long corridors of the castle. I walk for a while until I stumble upon an ajar door. Light falls through the opening. Voices can be heard from within. I stop walking, curiosity getting the better of me, when I realize the people speaking are Zachary and his advisor, Otis. She's bound to be a spy. Shocked Pikachu face. No! They suspect me already. They're talking about me. Don't you think they picked the wrong person to spy on me? She seems like a normal girl. Not a major threat. They must have thought to send someone we wouldn't suspect of being a spy from the start. And they certainly did a decent job at researching your preferences. This kind of sweet but dignified lady is just the type of woman you like. Ooh, we're his type. All right. There might be more to her than we know right now. It's too early to judge if she'll be any good at spying on you. I doubt she'll come up with any sound plans. And the fact that I might find her attractive doesn't matter. She's going to be my wife in name only. I'll stay wary of her. I don't want to risk her getting close to me when she might be planning to steal the secrets of the duchy. We should limit Sophia's access to the information that flows through this castle. Of course, we're not to give her any proper duchess work like taking care of the household finances either. Duchesses in this setting are responsible for bookkeeping and making crucial financial decisions for the whole duchy. The point of delegating much of the management of the duchy and the state to the duchess would be to lighten the burden of those responsible on the Duke's lesson. He already has to manage internal and external affairs as well as the military, which means relief from making decisions about household affairs would be very welcome. There's only so much one person can handle after all. And, as I understand it, currently Duke Zachary is doing all the work himself right now, with help from Otis as needed. It's much too dangerous. I agree. She'll be a duchess in name only. The words hurt. I have vast knowledge of finances, so the task of keeping books for the duchy and making monetary decisions is something I hope to do in the castle. The work would help fill my days and stimulate me mentally. Still, I understand why the two of them don't want me close to any confidential information. Very true. With how much the North is in debt, it's better an outsider doesn't touch the books. Otis has just confirmed the duchy's poor financial status. I should look more into this matter. Perhaps I'll be able to find a solution for relieving at least some of their debt. It would be a way to gain the trust of the Duke and Otis at least. I should figure out if there's anyone I can ask about the debt or any other way to find the information I need. Deciding I've heard enough, I tiptoe away from the ajar door. I have found a potential way to progress my mission here. I'm still unsure how to gain anybody's trust though, but I won't give up. I'll do my best to fulfill my duty. To be continued. Thank you for playing the demo of My Wife is a Spy. Be sure to add the game to your wish list to follow its development and be notified when the full experience is available. Honestly, I'm intrigued. I want to find out what happens to them. So we might have to check out this game when it comes out fully. But if you want to check it out for yourself and wish list it, which is free, check it out on Steam. But yes, I agree. I think this game looks neato. I'm looking forward to seeing what the full game will offer. I'm glad that they sent this to me so I could share it with y'all. I like the artwork. The music's pretty cool. The characters have some fun designs. I think Bridget and Maya are my favorites so far. They seem so cute. And Bridget is gonna be fun. But Zachary's a cutie. I understand him being cautious of us. But yes, it's one of those we're gonna have to really watch what we say. We did get one heart during this playthrough. I don't know if we have any extras to look at. My Wife is a Spy by Transparent Games. Transparent Game is a Polish otome visual novel studio. The studio has released over a dozen free titles on the itch.io platform. Its first commercial title is Saintess of the Golden Bow. Interesting. So yeah, I imagine like when you have the full game, you can get all this stuff. They've got the staff. They've done a good job with the demo. Pretty cool. Some supporters. We don't do the supporters yet. But yeah, I like this. I think this looks good. So yeah, if you want to wish list it, please do. Wish lists are always free. They help out the game devs with all the algorithms and getting seen on Steam. And it looks like you can check out some more of the games from Transparent Games on itch.io. But thank y'all for hanging out with me today. It's been a lot of fun. I am glad to check out this game with y'all. It is time to head out. But be kind to yourself. Be kind to others, but don't take any crap. And I'll see you next time. Bye.